You can bring that mic a little bit closer to you.
Okay, how close do I want it necessarily?
That's good, man.
Cool.
That works. Yeah, it'll pick you up.
Cool.
Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to the Jason Damico Show. As always, we got a very, very special guest for you today, and this is probably the first extreme sports cat that we've had, as far as I know, unless there's an artist out there that's been on the program and was just kind of holding it back in the curtains. I don't know. But we're looking at 15 years old, this guy was in the Junior Olympics with the Duke University Diving Club. And way before that, he was jumping off cliffs and doing insane stuff that just I can't even do on like a micro scale. So I'm really interested to get into the psychology and wiring of this guy. And I've known him for, probably 10 years now?
Yeah, pretty close to that, for sure.
Long time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the magnificent Seth Coley.
Yeah, man.
Good to see you, man.
What is up? I'm so stoked to be here. I know we've been trying to do this for a while.
And it just came together.
Yeah.
Last minute today. What is it now? It's like 7:30 at night, about 4 hours ago. It's like, come on over, man. Let's get it done. Because if we don't do it now, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, I know we both travel too much.
Yeah. You've been traveling a hell of a lot.
Yeah. I try to go on like a trip like once a month.
Yeah. So let's get into that. Let's get into the beginning stages of all this. So at age 8, you kind of did your first substantial jump on your own.
Yeah.
But even before that, I mean, just like walk me through how we got here.
I mean, man, like my mom was always the one that my mom's a stay-at-home mom, and she kind of urged me to be in sports, from soccer to karate to basketball and all this other stuff. And I just never really had a decent, I wouldn't even say good, decent grab at it. And then all of a sudden when I turned 8, my family was fortunate enough to travel to Jamaica. And when we went there, we went cliff jumping, and I, went with the locals actually, and they were like, "Hey, listen, you hold your hands together like this in a fist and put it above your head, and that's how you don't break your face." And that's kind of like the only instruction I had. It was just like, just do this, man, and good luck to you. And I did it. I was 8. And then
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, it's really cool. And we can go into it later, but I've actually had a couple of experiences recently when I've been able to travel back to that place and see the people that taught me. It's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was like more elementary years, just kind of, family vacation, getaway.
Playtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that summer it turned into, classic swim club, but I did diving instead. Just off of, bench high diving board into the pool.
Gotcha.
Doing, simple stuff. And, yeah, man, that catapulted me into, fast forward a little bit, into the 6th grade. And actually one of the junior Olympic coaches was like legitimately at my pool. And she was hosting another dive meet later that day. I ended up being there anyways. And she literally just pulled up and was like, "Hey, listen, here's my card. Here's my number. Like, hit me up. I think you got potential." I was just kind of weirded out because I'm whatever in 6th grade,
like 13 or something.
Yeah,
right?
something like that, man. And I just got handed a business card while I'm soaking wet. I just got out of the pool, and some girl was like, "Here's my card." I just went home and I was like, "Mom, what the heck is this?" Looked up her, and she's like the training coach at Duke University, and called her, and the rest is really history. Just started diving slowly with the excellent program Duke's got going on. And yeah, just developing from there, man. And then had some off and on, like couple months off, but really just honed in on diving because I finally had a grip of it. Basketball just wasn't working out. I wasn't big enough for football like my brother was. And Yeah, man, that's what I understood, was just air awareness. And I just loved airtime, man. That's just what I craved.
So when you, like earlier on around this time, it was really just the love of it.
Yeah,
right. That
absolutely. It always will be, man.
The feel.
Yeah.
And it still is, right?
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
like with me and guitar, the creative, it's in you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. I took a hiatus through college, and I didn't do anything during college. And then I basically met these guys through social media and was like, okay, can I like come hang out with you guys? Like, you guys are just jumping off random cliffs in random places, and like, can I just come hang out? And they're like, okay, sure. So, 4 years off, hadn't really done anything. So I was like, okay, let's go do it. And then in California, I was out there working already, met up with some dudes and started jumping cliffs, created a whole community. And that's kind of how I got back into it. I stopped because that's a whole other long story. But I stopped because it just wasn't fun anymore.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it just, you had to be, crisp, nice, pretty. And it was like,
This is back like diving.
yeah, like
Diving, okay.
actual, like goal was Olympics kind of thing.
Right.
And it's just like, you had to be pretty crisp, clean, the whole speed of the whole 9 yards
This
right
is
here.
like a product almost.
Absolutely. And I didn't really enjoy that anymore. And when I was able to meet up with these guys jumping off of cliff, not into a pool, but into just water, a body of water that's a river, it reamped the fun into it. It kind of rejuvenated me, should you say, from the whole.
Brought you back to the
the roots. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, for sure.
Well, so high school, you're diving at Duke. So in high school, you're diving at college level, essentially, even though it was still Junior Olympics. So it's huge. You went to school at UNCW.
Correct.
What was your major again?
Accounting.
Okay, I had a feeling it was accounting.
Yep. Yep. And you were the same, correct?
Business.
Cool.
Business.
Rad.
But you really gravitated towards marketing and sales.
Correct. Yep.
And I'd love to hear your thought process on that and kind of what you were going through. Was it because you were doing sales while in school, or maybe just the natural ability?
Yeah.
You and I know that your dad is just an incredible entrepreneur.
Right.
So it's probably genetic to a certain degree as well.
Yeah.
But still, I'm just curious.
Yeah. So, quick note: when I was in high school, I transferred. I went to a private school, Carey Christian School, up until 8th grade. I graduated in 8th grade. Then went to public school because my dad wanted me to have experience at a public school before college.
Right.
And my school was known for two sports, and it was basketball and football. And I'm over here, I don't really lift hardcore, and I wear a Speedo, and these jocks are walking up like, "What sport do you play?" We're all freshmen, and as soon as you get into the freshman year, football starts, and literally everybody in freshman year I could think of tried out for football. So there's all these jocks, and they're like, "What sport do you play?" I'm like, "I'm a diver," and they're like, he's a diver. And what's funny, the reason why I bring that up is it became in 9th grade, it became like, oh, he's a diver. To 10th grade, I actually made the paper, and it became like, oh, he's a diver, to like, dude, like, this dude's a freaking diver.
Right.
Yeah, it was just a cool,
the attitude changed real quick.
Yeah, it was hype. It was so sick.
It's too bad how petty people are, but
right.
It's public school, so
yeah. No, I just think that was
expect?
funny. But yeah. Anyways, and that's kind of when high school, and I actually gained respect for my peers for diving. But going to that sales stuff, the sales program that I was doing was directed towards college students. And by that, I mean you were able to work all summer long. And it wouldn't affect and you make enough money during the summer where you don't have to work during the school year. So So you go to
Gotcha.
school all year long, August till May, beginning of May, and then May to August, you work as hard as physically possible to make as much money in this small amount of time, so you don't have to focus on that the rest of the year.
Right.
Because I've always said there's three things.
It's seasonal.
Absolutely. There's like three things a guy can focus on. It's school, work, and girls. And he can only focus on really
2 out of 3.
2. Yeah, exactly. So during school, you focus on school and girls. In the summer, you focus on work and girls, right? So yeah, and it worked out perfect, man. So, and basically I was able to catapult, and still I do that, catapult my finances to where I can only work seasonally, like you said, and basically be able to adventure the rest of the year and make enough money in that small amount of time and shred my brains out in a small amount of time. Like, I'm talking 80 to 100 hour weeks here working, and just absolutely just grind it out, my guy. Just to, 3 months of hardcore, 8 months of peace.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So this started in high school.
Yeah,
That type of mentality.
I've always been hungry, man, but that mentality of,
Well, I mean, the mentality of the cyclical, like the 3 to 9 ratio, or 4 to 8 ratio months wise.
right, that started in sophomore year of college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started in sophomore year of college for
Okay.
sure. Nothing really in high school. Yeah, I didn't really work in high school because of diving really kind of.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that's really interesting, and there's a lot of truth to be said in that. And with sales, it's sink or swim.
Absolutely. Yeah. Commission only.
Commission only.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk to me about sales a little bit before we get into jumping out of planes and all the stuff that you're doing now, which is just phenomenal. But I feel like there's more overlap here than what meets the eye. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess
There's a lot of risk.
Well, yeah. Oh,
Either
absolutely.
way.
Absolutely. For sure. And I'm just kind of, I don't do things, man, unless I'm gonna win. I'm not a gambler for that reason, right? When I step up to the plate, I'm gonna hit a home run, or I'm not gonna step up to the plate at all. You know what I mean? Like there's reasons why I don't play golf, because I'm not gonna lose to all my friends that are excellent at golf. I just don't do that.
Right.
Nor do I have the patience for golf. But
So it's really competitive.
absolutely.
Okay.
For sure, man. I love being top dog. However, I also enjoy being around top dogs to push me as well. But the sales aspect, for sure, man. I enjoy being a leader. I enjoy hunting. I get back to the one of my good friends was kind of talking to me about a year and a half ago about just our instincts inside, back in our caveman days when, if you wanted to eat, you had to go outside and go physically hunt
to go
for
get
it.
it.
Absolutely. Like, you can't just go to the store and like in your sweatpants, like what I'm in now. But like you can't do that. Like, you have to go hunt. And I just enjoy the fact of hunting, whether it be hunting for the next spot to jump, or the hunt for, the next sale, or the hunt for the next experience. And if it fails, like, okay, missed shot, no worries, next step. You know what I mean? But the hunt is there, man. You have to be hungry for the hunt. And I think that's what's kind of messed up with our generation, is because a lot of people have the hunting mentality anymore. And it's not necessarily because they don't have the hunting mentality. It's because they haven't found what opens that hunger for hunting. They haven't found that itch for hunting. You know what I mean? Like, people are stuck, for example, like you could be stuck in a cubicle all day and have never touched an instrument. And all of a sudden, like, you're like, why am I like not like influenced to like be going hardcore right now? And all of a sudden you're 10, 15, and then you pick up an instrument and that engages your hunt. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I'm really passionate about for the next generation is what engages that hunt inside of you. And that's kind of what I like to preach with others. And this sales is a great way to do it. In everything in life, you're selling yourself, you're hunting, you're selling yourself to your college, you're selling yourself to your girlfriend, right? When you walk up to the, let's say, bar, and all of a sudden you're selling yourself. You got to, then when you get her, you're selling yourself to your parents, her parents, right? You're selling yourself to your friends, maybe fraternity, your friendship group, everything. You're constantly selling yourself. So it's all dissecting that. And that's what I really find interesting is dissecting what everybody's thoughts are and how to physically. I just love hunting, man. Yeah, I don't actually love hunting, like physically getting out there with a gun. I've actually never done it in my entire life. Yeah, which is kind of ironic, but yeah, man, I just love the hunger.
Right. And it's an authenticity aspect because I think there's folks walking around. I think everybody's got that spark, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, a majority of people in this world, they unfortunately they don't cultivate it.
Right. They don't find it, man.
They don't find it.
Yeah.
So, no, this is good.
Which is what a lot of our we were talking about earlier. A lot of our mutual influencers like Gary Vee, Joe Rogan, beg you to do is just go freaking experience stuff, dude.
Go try stuff out.
Yeah, man. And there's no reason for you to focus on one thing. We can focus on 10. Like we're in our 20s, dude. Like, what the heck is going on, man?
Now's the time to take risks.
Absolutely.
Now's the time to
jump off something.
Yeah, I mean, literally go on Amazon and drop $1,000 on remote camera gear, which I just did. I mean, none of this is remote. It's all in the bags over there from when we were up north this past weekend, but got a great interview because of it. We're going to get hundreds more because of that investment.
Sick.
And that's the thing is like people, they don't, I just don't think they are self-aware. If you have like 10% of self-awareness, just 10%, and you keep going down that path and you find more and find more and find more, and you just kind of stay focused, eventually, I really believe you're going to get to where you want to be. And again, I just think people aren't, I don't know, they have this, and I think we're all guilty of it. Like, you have this perception of what you want to be doing, but it may not be really what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, man, for real.
You know?
Absolutely, dude.
Did you experience that at all with the diving? And did you ever, or maybe you stumbled across that with sales, where you wanted to be really good at it, but perhaps it's this push-pull thing. It's like the more you relax into something, or the more you just lay back and allow things to happen, they just kind of come to you. Yeah. And you just follow the yellow brick road in a sense. And this sounds like that's kind of what happened with you to a certain degree.
Yeah, dude. I just honestly, like within diving itself, I don't know if I can recall right now like a exact instance that's happened with my life.
Right.
But I do a lot of that with actual physical diving. Like if I stress out during my dive, when I'm airborne.
Well, this has got to be a huge thing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
when I'm physically airborne, dude, you can't. There's no thinking. There is no thinking going on.
So it's just you gotta stay relaxed, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta stay loose. Gotta stay relaxed. You stay focused, but you stay relaxed. You stay engaged. But like as soon as you start trying, for some reason, like that's not like the best thing to do.
Right.
I step up to the cliff, and like you meant, like my highest cliff jump to date is 114 feet, which if you've ever seen Red Bull cliff diving, by the way, is 87 feet.
So we're talking over 10 stories.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, for sure. Jeez. Absolutely absurd. So on top of, if any of you or the viewers have seen Red Bull, it's literally 30 feet plus Red Bull height. So you can imagine, like, when I step up to this 114 I did, you look over the edge and you think to yourself, okay, what do I have to do while I'm in the air? But when you step up to the plate, like, there is no thinking. There's only execution. So
you're doing mental prep before you even
hours
step up.
Hours of it. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys go, you find the location.
Right.
Now, what's going on through your body? Not so much your mind. I mean, of course, let's talk about it, but your body. Like, when you're prepping for this, I mean, there's got to be some sort of nerves.
Right.
There has, right? There's got to be.
Right. Absolutely.
How do you combat that, man? Because, I mean, for me, it's like you go out in front of 1,000 people and you play, and it's not like life or death unless, I don't know, you're so horrible. Somebody has like this mental breakdown. It's just like, yeah. But for you, I mean, you're doing this weekly or daily, and it's like this could be the last jump.
For sure. Yeah. With safety aspect involved, not and other elements besides me involved. There's a lot of safety investigated. I have special extender poles that I and fins and goggles and
to check depth and all
for
that.
sure.
Okay.
And like with the new spot especially, that's never been jumped before, that we don't really know. There's probably 1 or 2 hours of preparation before a single jump is made.
Okay.
Yeah. You get down and dirty into it. You get wet before you want to. You get in there. You swimming around. And honestly, like, I don't even take people's word for it. Like, if they say it's deep here, like, they're my homies, don't get me wrong, but it's like, it's in my life. I'm going to go see it myself.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So when you're doing, okay, let's say this, let's walk through the 114 jump, 114 feet, right? Mm-hmm. The highest to date, right? Correct. So how much water do you need?
So
in depth,
think about like a gunshot, right? So, when a gunshot, they say it only travels, I don't know how far, but the thought process, what I'm trying to explain is the faster you're moving, the quicker you slow down.
Gotcha.
So, you could be
interesting.
Yeah. So like maybe when you jump off of a diving board, you go maybe 10, 12 feet deep or whatever off a regular diving board. Like, if
you just pencil dive,
right. From
your
like
your feet touch
waist
the
height.
bottom. Yeah. It's like a 12-foot pool or something.
For sure.
I gotcha.
The deepest you'll go, in my opinion, is somewhere in like the 50, 60 range, because it's, like, you'll go deeper at 50 or 60 than you will at 100, because you're booking it too quickly into the water that the water will stop you.
Okay.
But like 50 or 60
feet jump. Okay.
Correct.
So 50, 60 feet when you hit
is like the sweet spot of like the perfect ratio of like speed to entering water ratio, that
impact,
you're quick enough where you're still cooking, but you're not quick enough where the water necessarily slows you down immediately.
Gotcha.
Like, and I won't jump anything above 10, 15 feet unless it's 10, 15 feet deep.
Okay.
But that's kind of like, I think 55-ish. I'm wanting like 20 feet deep.
That's it.
Yeah, for sure. You don't need that much. That's 2 stories, man.
That's 2 stories, man.
Yeah, I mean, like imagine going like.
Oh my god, dude.
But yeah, it's like 20 feet deep. But even at 100 feet, like I would also like 20 feet deep. And I won't jump anything less than 15 feet deep. But like, I'm really going to only use 10 of it.
10 feet at 100.
I would like to use more, but the force and the forces slow you down so quickly, man. Like there's videos of me on my Instagram jumping this 114. You can see how quickly I hit. There's not like slow mode or anything like that, sped up, not cut up. Like you can see how quickly I've entered the water and come up. It's like
you're up.
Yeah, man. Like it's pretty dang quick. You don't go that deep.
This is actually good to know.
Yeah.
Just in case I'm on like a Carnival cruise or something. on tour and things start going south. Oh, okay, it's like 80 feet. All right, Seth only says I need, 15, 20, 25 feet.
I love places like that, the Carnival cruise ship, because the boat underneath is like 15 feet. If the boats can make it, I can definitely make it.
Yeah. You don't even have to check.
No,
at
you
that
don't
point.
have to. No, you really don't.
They're there. Yeah.
Especially with those like totally illegal, but like high-rise bridges, man. Like if cruise boats are driving through it, it's deep, bro. Like
let me ask you this. I mean, this is hopefully this doesn't come across the wrong way, but you got a lot of folks that unfortunately they jump off bridges for suicidal reasons.
Right.
Let's take you, for example. You jump off the same height of, let's say, the Golden Gate Bridge. Right. You're going to survive it.
No.
Because of the height?
Yeah, because of the height.
So there is a threshold.
For sure.
Where is that threshold?
Ask my buddy Travis. He's actually training to break the world record. He's going for, I don't know how high the Golden Gate Bridge is.
Is Travis the guy you were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
A good buddy of mine, but
okay.
He's training. It's roughly 200 feet is what he's training for.
How do you even train for that?
It's a lot of, he's done a lot of like 130 footers. But it's really just leg workouts, man. Legs and abs. It's just making sure you're not going to physically break. Even if you enter perfectly, you got to make sure you're not going to crumble.
So when you did your 114,
right? There's really no preparation, man. There wasn't.
You just went.
Yeah.
You just made a choice and went for it and just said, the hell with it.
Right.
We're just doing this.
Touching back on another subject that you said before is like, how do you, like, what's the fear factor in it? Like, how do you understand it? Man, listen, I am always scared, and there's an issue if you're not scared.
Because you don't care.
Right. It doesn't become an issue of if I'm scared. And I don't jump. If it's high and I don't feel fear, sometimes I won't jump because there's an issue going on with my head that it's not clicking with the danger here.
Dude, that's like really interesting to me.
For sure. Like, I mean, there's like 50, 60 feet, I'll jump any day. Like I don't have to, there's no really fear factor for me for there.
Right.
When you get up to like 80, 90 and I'm not feeling anything here and like something's not registering with my mind, I want to take a breather for a second, maybe come back tomorrow trying to like understand it because I want to make sure my emotions understand the consequences.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Wow.
But if you're not scared, there's an issue. And that has to do with all the extreme sports. You know what I mean? Like,
so this is like a universal thing then in your field.
For sure, dude.
So wow.
For sure. I mean, dude, like I'm a skydiver too. I got about 100 jumps.
And I wanted to get into that.
Yeah. Which there's two different skydiving techniques. There's outdoor, of course, and there's indoor wind tunnel fan kind of thing. I specialize in the wind tunnel indoors. That's what I enjoy better because you can focus on your form rather than outdoor. You only have so much time to fall, right? Like there's been like every time I jump, dude, like I feel that for sure, dude. Like, is my parachute gonna work? I don't know. You know what I mean? There's that like,
yo.
There's that feel.
Yo.
But hold on. But like I said, man, that's a whole nother story. I pep my parachute to the T, and if I mess up, like if it's supposed to be here and it's accidentally here, F that, dude. I'm restarting. I'm going to repat this thing from the square.
Right.
Not necessarily because you have to. You really don't. But
you're just meticulous and methodical. Why not?
And I'm still sitting here.
And you're still sitting there.
Right? Yeah.
And you want to sit there again.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, there's definitely a fear factor. And like when you step up to the 114, right before the 114, I called my dad and I was like, hey man, like I'm just going to be respectful to you, let you know what's up. I'm about to do my highest jump to date. This is my choice. Like, I'm not asking you to freak out. And I actually entered the conversation like that.
Right.
And I said, hey Pop, like this is about to go down. I'm just being respectful to you, let you know what's up. Like, in about 20 minutes when it's all over, I'm either going to give you a call and let you know I'm clear, or I'm going to head to the hospital. And that's just like, it is what it is. I have to, like, as a professional extreme sports athlete, like, I have to hit that realm sometime. You know, there's only a handful of people that only jump 100 feet. Like Red Bull is shy of 100 feet. There's a reason why. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that stuff is dangerous, man. Where like in the Olympics there's high diving and I'm jumping over 3 times that height. You know what I mean? Leak it on 4. But anyways, man, it's just right before that jump, like I said, I called my dad and I felt this like, all right, I'll jump in 5 minutes. And then I said it again. Like 5 minutes passed and I'm like meditating on this thing. And I'll jump in 5 more minutes.
How many people were there?
I got a squad of like 7 and 2 of them being trained firefighters down at the bottom just in case stuff goes down.
Right.
And they need to swim me out and backboard me and stuff.
Wasn't much then. It was just a little group.
Yeah, dude. You don't need the hype. You don't need the hype because a hype is going to overwhelm you, man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like this is like, it's a first time. And like the first time you're doing anything new, you don't need a huge audience, man. And because it's going to overhype you and it's going to get your excitement and not your fear factor up. And you need to focus on one, man. It's your life. You don't need to focus on, I mean, listen, you're going to do this and it's going to be gnarly. And like, you don't need to be focused on other people thinking you're cool. You need to focus on your heartbeat. Right. You know what I mean? And
so you're like, I'm sure you've gotten really accustomed to your breathing and getting grounded.
For sure. Absolutely.
And that's got to play into this.
Yeah, dude.
Before you even approach the rock.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, dude, it's super important to take your breath very seriously. And like I was saying with the whole 5 minutes, 5 minutes more, 5 minutes more. And I actually cut myself off. I was like, why am I waiting? Like, I'm going to have to hit this eventually. Like, let's do it now. And I yelled at everybody, all right, go time. Let's do this thing. And everybody's like, oh, snap. Like,
it's happening.
Like, oh, for real? Like, actually on like one of the extended GoPro clips, I've not really ever posted it, but it's like, oh, snap. Like, this guy's actually, like, when I step up to the plate, they're like, oh, like, yo, like, record.
Make sure it's going.
Yeah, like let's do this thing. Like people thought this thing is all hypothetical. I'm jumping until you step up to the plate and you're like, oh snap! Like this shit's about to get real, man. Like man, Stoke gets beyond belief, bro. And like I'm just getting pumped thinking about it. You know, you get the whole crowd. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, send it! And then, dude, adrenaline, bro, kicks in, dude. Now, I'm getting chills thinking about it, man.
Okay, so right when you jump off, what's the time factor? In your mind compared to when you watch it back later? Does it slow down? Does it speed up?
I don't focus on time. I focus on where I am.
Total present in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So time almost stops.
Yeah.
In a way. It's just not even like you're not even perceiving it.
I'm not focused on the time. I'm focused on where I am physically and meaning like what this is my head. What area am I at? And I need to physically understand that in order to time it perfectly to go in, up and down. And that's what it comes into the heartbeat and the breathing like you were going into in the first place. Right. It's like, and I've stepped down from stuff, dude, for sure. Like there's some like, I'm not good at rope swings. And like, there's some gnarly rope swings out there, like that I just haven't hit and probably won't ever hit. Just
they're a little weird.
Yeah,
they are. Yeah. Cause we used to jump there was a spot at, Jordan Lake and it was like nothing, man. It was like, I don't know, 15 feet or whatever.
Yeah.
And, actually one of my friends did not bail and slammed right into the rocks. It was bad, man. It was horrible.
Did he not like go in time? He just swing back or something?
Didn't let go.
Don't let go.
Didn't let go. And slammed right into the rocks and fell. And he got very lucky. Yeah.
Dang, gnarly.
Definitely put a damper on the day. That was it. And I think like my other friend's parents were there and they just shut it down. I was like, yeah, no, it's bad.
Dang.
But anyway, they are a little weird.
Yeah, for sure.
Why is that?
I mean, because you're not. I mean, in my instance, I'm focused on jumping off of a still surface,
right,
that I have control over, and not necessarily like you're swinging, and you have to know like when is the apex of it, and when are you gonna let go, you know, like, and then there's all like the, you know, how
the angle,
and
how
so many factors that I just don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, and it goes into a fear factor again. Like, am I wise enough to do this? And it's like, I'm out, guys. Like, I'll do something gnarly later, but like not this. Yeah, man.
So skydiving, real quick. You started getting into that when
18.
Like, okay, so right after high school.
Yeah.
Just because, right? I mean, why not?
Dude, come on now. Like, someone like me, like adrenaline. Like, when you think of adrenaline, like if you look up adrenaline on YouTube, skydiving is one of the first 5 videos that comes up. You know, that's like that's the dream, dude. Is like, bro, jump out of a moving aircraft. Duh. You know, like you got to at least check off your bucket list.
How many feet are you jumping out of? I mean, what is it
standard?
like?
It's like 12 to 14,000 feet. You pull your parachute at like.
So you can breathe normally up there
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty easily.
Okay.
I mean, you breathe normal in an airplane when you fly.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's pressure.
Yeah.
Treated though, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to a certain extent, you're still pop.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's all has to do with pressure, really.
Okay.
And then you pull your parachute about like 3,000 feet, so you're falling for about 10,000 feet. Yeah. 5.
How fast does that go by? A couple of minutes.
No, actually, quite fast. Every 1,000 feet, about 5 seconds. You're cooking, dude. Yeah, you're cooking. Terminal velocity.
So you're going, what are you going then? 100 miles an hour?
Terminal velocity. It's kind of beyond me. I don't really understand it too much. But terminal velocity is the whole thought process: bowling ball, feather, jump off a right, go the same speed, kind of thing. So you can only go as fast as basically gravity will let you.
Yes.
So there's terminal velocity 120 miles an hour. But like you can, if your belly's like this, if you're more surface area. But if you stand up, like I've hit 200, like sitting straight up, just you cook, yo. Yeah. And let me tell you, that goes back to this.
Dude, you're killing me, Matt.
Yeah.
200?
Yeah. You got like
200.
Dude, yeah, dude. Wingsuits go minimum of like 220. Minimum. Yeah. Like when they get full speed, when they're fully inflated, when like not necessarily.
Are those the guys that jump off the
right. And you see like a I've never done that, by the way, but you see the keyword like hey, they taught me 2021.
Dude, I know you.
Yeah,
I know you too well.
I'll clock in for it, but I won't stay there, bro. That's how you die. For real. That's like
that stuff is a whole other animal.
Right. Yeah. Like typically my statistics are going to be a little off, but typically like 1 in every like 500 skydivers, active physical skydivers, will like die 1 out of 500, which is pretty good odds. I mean, that's considering like, come on, think about cars. Like there's more
accidents, right?
For sure.
Then. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like you're more likely to drive 500 times and get in an accident than I am to jump 500 times and get in an accident.
Skydiving.
For sure.
Wow.
Yeah, you're more likely to crash than I am more likely to die or get hurt. Statistically speaking, when you're talking wingsuit base, which is when the people are the wingsuits off of the cliff, that's 1 in 2.
1 to 2.
Yeah.
1 to 2.
Yeah. So like, there's people, man. That's you clock in, clock out real quick. It just depends on if you want to clock in or clock out.
How do you even slow down?
You don't.
You don't.
I mean, yeah, you just pull your parachute and that slows you down.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. So it's not really like you go from 0 to 200 plus real quick and then you slow down. But yeah, same thing with skydiving, and it's honestly super peaceful. That's a big common misconception about skydiving, which is why a lot of people don't do it. This is a huge. I love telling people this because a lot of more people skydive because of it. Two things about skydiving: when you jump out of the plane, there's no like gut feeling. because you're jumping as fast as you're physically able to jump. For example, opposite is if you go to like a carnival ride, they
drop you.
They drop you and they pull you. The ride is physically dropping.
Right.
You're not dropping.
Right.
Right. So the reason why there's a heart wrench is because your body wants to fall at one speed and the ride is falling at a different speed. So when you're going to the top and the ride drops, you still want to be right here and fall, but it's pulling you down, which is why it has that heart-filled jump, right? You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
I don't like those.
I don't like any... dude, I'm not a heights person at all. Like...
That's so funny. But so there's no heart drop, nothing. It's just like you jump off a diving board, you just jump. It's not really like, it's just as much as a heart drop as this is. It's really like, there's not like any like goosh. There's nothing of that.
Wow.
And then when you stop, when you pull your parachute, there's not like any.
It's graceful, right?
Yeah, it's super graceful, dude. It's like super peaceful, and like it really is.
You know what I think would really trip me out is when the parachute goes up and you slow down.
Yep.
And you're just like dangling, and it's like to me, that's what would trip me out more
Right.
than actually jumping and going fast. Because then it's like, oh man, now I got to sit here for 15 minutes and deal with looking down. It's
Right.
like, dude,
You want to hear something gnarly? And the only thing that's holding you in.
does that make any sense?
Yeah, absolutely,
okay,
dude.
does that,
Absolutely.
like, psychologically,
For sure, dude.
Okay.
It freaks me out too. But like,
okay, all right.
Because like in simple terms, there's really only like 2 carabiners just holding you in.
Don't tell me this stuff because I'm never gonna like. I always thought about maybe doing it once or twice.
Yeah,
that doesn't help me.
and like, dude, like it's hard to do it, and it's basically factory sealed carabiners where it's like the whole magician loops kind of thing.
Right.
But it's factory sealed, like you can't pull it. But that's basically what it is, just 2 rings.
Yo.
Yeah.
It's like when you get on a plane and you really think about like, okay, there's like 1 million plus parts holding this thing together.
Yep.
This bitch is going down this runway, going up. We're going 35,000 feet in the air for 500, 600 miles an hour for 5 to 6 hours cross country. And we're going to land.
Right. Absolutely.
And we're going to do it more accurately than car crash statistics.
Yeah. Dude,
I don't get it.
I'm actually super self-conscious. I'm super self-conscious in regular planes because I like if shit goes wrong, dude, like I don't have control of this. Like I have to like I would much like when you have the freedom, just same thing with
freedom of choice to
I'm so serious, dude. Like same thing with packing your own parachute. There's a threshold you make where like you want the professionals to pack your own parachute, and like if a professional could pack my parachute or I could pack my parachute, all day me. All day. I am not as good, but I can guarantee you I care more about my life than they do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Same thing with the plane. It's like, yo, if you crash in a skydive plane, like I can do something about it.
Because you got the parachute.
Yeah, I can
just jump out.
For sure. When a skydive plane, now there is skydive plane accidents where jumpers go down and it's not good. But when a plane takes off, the door is pretty close to being open just in case something goes wrong and people just fall out. But people meaning fall out and a pull.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there's choice, dude. Some drop zones or jump sites, they say like the pilot is actually wearing a parachute as well, just in case. You know,
right? Why not?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, why not? But yeah.
Wow. Okay, so let's go back to the 114 jump. Let's go and talk about maybe the first time you skydived when you land. I mean, it's probably an indescribable feeling, but just the feeling of when you hit the 114 and the first skydive.
Yeah. So stepping up to the 114, I did a double front flip half twist. So I did a front flip into like a cartwheel motion. And when you're doing a cartwheel, the reason why my ending move was a cartwheel is because when you're doing a cartwheel, you can see the ground the whole time, right? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm looking at the water the whole time, and I'm aware where the water is and where I'm at. So that's why, and I can time it better if I'm looking, rather than if you're doing a front flip or a back flip as your last motion, you're blind at some point because you don't see the water the whole flip. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I do a front flip basically into a round off or a cartwheel. That's my like 114 flip. And as soon as I hit, and I thought three things. And I honestly haven't thought about this in a second. So for three things is, holy crap, I just did that. Second thing is, I'm alive. Third thing is, let's freaking do this again.
Wow.
Yeah. Man, dude, bro, let me tell you, you have never felt more alive in your entire life. I swear to you, you have never felt that in your entire life. Bro, like free falling.
I probably never will.
Free falling for more feet than Red Bull is huge. The name Red Bull is elite, right? Mm-hmm. Free falling for more time than these professional athletes are doing, that's gnarly.
And making it.
Yeah. And surviving.
Yeah.
I'm very sensitive to the topic, and I haven't really found a good way talking about it. But like, these are heights that like people get hurt, man. Like the bridge I jumped, like I said, I don't really know how to enter this conversation, but like the bridge I jumped is a suicidal bridge. Like people jump there, like like a month before I jumped. There was like during my jump, there's like a memorial to the side of it, like for somebody that like a 16-year-old that just jumped and like took his life. Yeah. So like these are like, this isn't something to play with, man. And this is not something that you listen to this podcast and all of a sudden you want to get into it. Like there's like, I'm 22. There's years of preparation involved into this thing, man. And I'm one of the best there is. Like that's like, because that's all I do. You know what I mean? And right. I eat, breathe, and sleep this stuff. And it's adrenaline. It's airtime, man. That's what everything comes down to that.
Airtime.
Yeah. Some of my friends call me a professional kid, just having fun, dude. Yeah. Just taking whatever you did as a kid. Everybody's cliff jump, dude, whether it's from your friend's lake house dock or, it's off of a quarry nearby, everybody's jumped off of the boat into the water. Everybody has had airtime. I'm just taking your childhood dream into the extreme.
It's a great slogan.
Heck yeah. The first time I said it. Did you just come up
with that?
Yeah. Taking your childhood. What is that? Taking your childhood.
Well, it's recorded, so we'll have to go back.
Take your childhood dream
to the extreme.
To the extreme. I'm going to change that to my Instagram bio.
I like that, man. So full-time traveling.
Yeah.
You got a couple of like good, quick, just, travel stories.
Yeah, for sure. Man, gosh, dude.
Something goes just like totally wrong, like,
dude, the one that comes to mind is kind of what everything, how my community all started. I've always, by the way, cause I'm a diver and I woke up, went to school until, 2:30, drove immediately to Duke, trained until 8 PM, went to sleep, did homework, whatever, went to sleep and repeat. Yep. I didn't really have, besides my occasional girlfriend, I didn't really have friends, I just I just didn't. So I really struggle with community. And I've actually I have 2 or 3 really close friends, and I've kind of told them growing up, straight up, I kind of give up on community. I'm not even going to try to have friends anymore because it's just hard, dude. And all of a sudden, this whole community hits me at cliff jumping, and it's yo, this is family, man. This is what's up. I am literally entering my 2020 with more friends and more connections and more people that I would give my life than I have in my entire life.
It's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Literally, and I don't know any of them, by the way. They're all on from Instagram. They're I got quick shout outs. I got Ben, I got John, I got Brandon, and they're all in different states.
Right.
People are in, I got a crew in El Salvador right now. I got a huge crew in California, Massachusetts, Connecticut. I got everybody's around. And I got Jacob down in Florida, which I'm going to go see at the end of the month. People are just everywhere. And I literally wouldn't have known wouldn't have met them if it wasn't for social media.
It wasn't for the, yeah.
But yeah, I was supposed to live out of my car for 2 weeks and travel with a bunch of buddies, and cliff jump and stuff like that, which is part of that 114 tour, by the way.
Wow.
And I finished my summer working sales in mid-August, and I was supposed to do from August 15th to September 1st, live in my car, bum it out. I've never done that before, but bum it out and just like have some fun for 2 weeks, and then take my time across country and do it. And I had so much fun, dude. I don't even know if you knew this. I lived out of my car for 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
No shower. I just because the waters are so clear up north.
Yeah, you know,
fresh water, all natural soap, and that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And you got your deodorant, whatever.
Yeah,
and
dude.
that's it.
2 months living in my Hyundai Santa Fe with a mattress, with a twin mattress that was too big, so I cut it in half. So I'm sleeping on a half mattress,
half twin.
It's perfect cuddle practice.
Right.
But yeah, I just had all the seats down, and I had like one of those Walmart 3 plastic drawers in the back, and that was about it. And lived out of that.
Wow, man.
Yeah, dude. All of the second half of August, all of September, a little bit of October.
That's cool.
Yeah, dude, it was so rad.
What for food? What was it? Were you guys usually just?
We found this all natural. Or I don't know if it's all natural, but it didn't have to be refrigerated jelly. It was kind of dude, champagne jelly. If you can find it, I've only seen it in California, in Tahoe, but it's strawberry jelly, but it's preserved with champagne, which means you don't have to freeze it.
Wow.
Or sorry, refrigerate it when it's opened.
Yeah.
So PB&J is the move, but it's not the move if you have to refrigerate. The
Gotcha.
But I have a cooler. But yeah, that a lot of just like
protein bars, maybe.
Yeah, protein bars. And
fruits.
Fruits, but you
nuts.
you buy them and you eat them just because it goes so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, grocery shopping like every 2 or 3 days kind of thing. So
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, cans of food and throw them on top of the fire. Open it whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Why not? I've got to ask this just because you brought it up earlier, but girls. Mm-hmm. There's got to be some sort of parallel here that you can make between success with women and heights and jumping and risk. There's got to be something.
Elaborate more.
I don't know, man. Like I don't know. Playing to win.
Playing the win.
Playing to win.
Yeah,
perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, I can talk about how to dissect a girl all day, and like how to dissect their what they're thinking all day. Like I can like literally
the psychology
for sure, dude. I actually think it's a huge fun game. But like yeah, man, that's a whole nother story. But there's not a single girl on the East Coast that can keep up with my speed. Not a single girl. I doubt it. Because everybody's out venturous, whatever, is out west.
Yeah.
And I just like, I'm actually, moving van life, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought a Mercedes Sprinter van, doing it all up, through $6,000 or $7,000 into upgrades from solar, bed, stove, oven,
cool.
water, etc. It's going to be super awesome. Hopefully going to be out west by Valentine's Day, and start snowboarding out and catch the end of snowboard season out west. And, yeah, man, it's just, there's just not many girls out here, dude, that are, passionate about life in general, a combination of these passionate about life, that are willing to move, not necessarily physically, but like just like mentally as quick as I am. I'm not trying to, Netflix and chill. I'm trying to jump out of a freaking airplane, yo. You know what I mean? Like
it's a different set of values. It's just
for sure. For sure. And everybody here, like in Raleigh's like, let's watch a movie on a date. It's like, bro, let's just go like find some waterfall to jump off of or something, or like not even that, just like live life. Like, why do you got to stay in your room, yo?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The whole world out there.
For sure, dude.
Whole world out there.
Dude, repeat that one freaking whole time. That's People don't understand that, man.
Whole world out there, man. It's like, and in the music world too. You just you go anywhere, and here's the thing. You could probably attest to this. Your community, the extreme community, right? It's family. It's like
Absolutely.
the music community. You walk in, nobody's seen you before. You go play, and you got friends immediately,
Yeah,
who are also into the same thing. So I'm all about that, like those little niche circles of influence, and it's just great, man. I'm so stoked for you and with what you've got going on.
Thanks,
any like future plans in the next few years as far as like where you want to go with this? Because you're doing this, basically full time. I mean, aside from still doing the business stuff, but sales.
I've basically, because of sales, I've basically been able to put my life, I don't want to say on hold, but I've basically been able to put my life like and live, like I said, as a professional kid and not really work most of the year.
Right.
Because I don't have to. I'm taking all that sales money. I just transferred it over to fun stuff. You know what I mean? My whole, money isn't everything, dude. And I've been rich, and like, it's not like, and I work so hard where my bank account is bigger than most people's, average income for a whole year. And it's just like, I don't care about that, dude. I really don't. It's just like, I could tell you so much how I don't care about that. Like I used to hardcore. We're surrounded by people that like money is like, build for your future family, do this, do that, do the other, whatever, invest and all this. It's like, bro, like I'm 22 years old. Like I'm going to go experience life, yo. Like for real, like, and with sales, like, and with business majors like us, like you can always make money. Like money will come and go quicker than my last girlfriend. Like it's like, bro, it's so lucrative. That you don't have to like dwell on it, man. Like just be. That's
man, it's great stuff. Have you heard of Eckhart Tolle, the author?
No, I haven't.
I'm gonna show you a book before you leave.
Cool.
It's called The Power of Now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's very, very sobering, and it's similar to what you just said. You just kind of wrapped it up. I mean, you probably don't even need to read it, but you would enjoy it.
Yeah, I probably respect it a lot.
Yeah. I think you'd find some cool stuff in there. So yeah, just be.
Yeah, dude.
That's good.
Yeah, dude. Just be, and like same thing with when you're taking these extreme events, and what I do, gnarly stuff, whether man, just be in the moment, man, and enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like when you're stepping up to the plate of a huge waterfall, like you can't just. There's a lot of younger guys that look up to me, and they ask me how I do it. As I say, basically, you got 10 things that you're stressing about life, whether it be school, work, girls, your mom, your dad, maybe your mom's sick or something like that. Take all of that energy and put it in this little ball and focus on that one dive. And like, I kid you not, if you can take all the stress that you're thinking about in your entire life, and that's what I say to like, I coach kids occasionally diving, and I just like, some of them, I look at them and I go, and they have that mentality that I've talked to them before. It's like all that energy, bro. Like they think, whatever their dive they're about to do is so hard. It's their hardest dive. Bro, I kid you not. If you take all the stress of your entire life and everything that you're constantly working on, from homework, tests, et cetera, and put it all into that ball of like, this is what I'm focusing on. I'm not like, I love
You're making a choice.
Absolutely. Like one of the biggest things I say is like, I love my mom to death, but it's like when you're doing that, dude, F my mom. Like take that energy, bring it here and do this thing. You know what I mean? And then as soon as you're done, you can execute on everything else.
So well said.
Yeah.
I got one last thing for you. Two quick things. So this is called the shootout section, which is basically I've got like 10 words, and you just kind of like say the first sentence or phrase that comes to mind.
Okay.
Really simple.
Rad.
Air.
Flips.
Jump.
Skydiving.
Water.
Freedom.
Sports.
Hobbies.
Fear.
Present.
Wow. That's cool. Joy.
Happiness, man.
Yeah. Height.
Freedom again.
GoPro.
Future.
Cool. iPhone.
Overrated.
Oh, so you're at your Samsung now?
Huh? No.
Oh.
I just think I actually love iPhones. I just think like whole technology, man, and people being
Oh,
like
okay. So you're the umbrella of
people
technology.
being consumed. Yeah, dude.
All right, so we'll say technology.
Yeah.
Overrated.
Yeah. So.
Audience.
You gotta respect them. You gotta understand what they're going through, and not necessarily because this is what I'm trying to. We kind of talked about this over the phone.
Yeah.
And during our what we wanted to get accomplished tonight, is that like not necessarily what everything I think is cool is not necessarily what the audience thinks is cool, and you got to play to that.
Ditto. Flips.
Forever.
Business.
That's a hard one, man. Because there's so
I threw
much.
it at you.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into that. Whether it be my future accounting stuff, whether it be sales, whether it be this, whether it be when I'm going into the business, this. Like that's what I would like to do, is like be a full-time athlete and get paid by people like GoPro, people like Red Bull or something like that. Big companies that like want to sponsor me and like throw me cash to do cool shit. You know, one of my huge influencers. He hates that I call him a mentor, so I won't call him a mentor. But huge role models. A huge role model of mine, Mike Wilson, says, I just want to do cool shit, get paid for it, and that's that's it, dude.
That's it.
That's like do cool shit, get paid for it. Like, and I was like, Mike, how do I get people to like recognize me? That's it. Do cool shit, get paid for it. Like if you consistently put out rad content, something will hit. That's it.
Perseverance.
Yeah.
Persistence.
Absolutely. And just like Gary Vee says, like if I don't have anything to post, like post me drinking a water bottle, because like posting something is better than not posting at all. But if you can like physically, like if you have talent like we do, like post rad shit and like something will get noticed. It might not be now, but like something that you recorded last year and posted last year for some reason will get amped by something else, and somebody will repost that from a year ago that should have been in the garbage, because quote unquote the garbage, because it's not relevant anymore.
Right.
But for some reason it reamped, and that's what goes viral.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude.
Well, and so that's crazy, because the next one I had was time.
It's of the essence, man, but at the same time, it's like you got to be there. You got to be there. That's so complicated. You got to be in the time. You got to be in the now, but respect the future.
Right.
Yeah, and respect the future, understand the past, and forgive the past, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
3 more for you. Risk.
Lots of it.
Sales.
Cash flow, man.
Yeah. Content.
Every day. Got to do it, man.
Yep.
That's how you win, dude. Like the thing, and I don't understand it. Don't even ask me to go deeper, because I don't know. I don't know how to. But like the whole thing now is like,
and I both.
It is, everybody's obsessed with like TikTok now, and like that's so like beyond me.
Yeah, I haven't even like downloaded the platform. I
Really?
don't even know I don't even know what's going on.
but they say like the TikTok algorithm is like if you post like 9 things, your like 9th thing is more likely to get views because of the algorithm. So it's like if you constantly post, if sometimes people post like literally 9 sips of water bottle, and like the 9th sip will most likely go viral for some reason, whatever. And this is all hearsay. I don't really understand it. There's
so they're allegedly rewarding
continuous
content.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yep.
Last question, as I drop my pen and mark my laptop, which is really old and just totally like this thing.
I need a new MacBook too, man.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you trying to help me with the storage utility problem.
Yeah. Dude, I've actually been trying to switch. I love Mac.
Me too.
But I've been thinking about switching away for editing software, dude. It just it seems so slow to render stuff.
It depends on the RAM and depends on the speed of the machine. If you bump up the RAM, you'll probably do better with it. But yeah, it's hard for me because in the creative world, Mac is just so staple. Such a staple.
Sure.
It's so hard
easy.
for me to get
and it
away
links
from
everything,
it.
bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But last question. Actually, wait a minute. I saw one more thing here. Let me ask you this real quick. When you're really in a slump emotionally, what's the one thing that you go back to? So whether it's jumping, whether it's sales, whether it's life, whether it's girls, whether it's whatever, I'm just curious. When you really need to just pick your damn self up, what's your go-to?
Just outside in general, dude. Like get away. Like you said iPhone earlier. Just like get away from it, dude. Like there's no when you're emotionally down, there's no Instagram and all that. Everybody knows it. It's all everybody's highlights. There's no reason to look at other people's highlights when you're having a low light. You know what I mean?
It's great.
Yeah, so get out there and like go enjoy some air, do a couple push-ups, and like that's about it, man. Like you just gotta you gotta be in the now, and you gotta respect the now, and respect those feelings, and respect that like life can't always be perfect, and like that's okay. But like do what you can in the best. You can do what you can in the now to like provide yourself a better future. It's like there's no reason to like look down upon yourself and just scroll hours and hours on apps, which I've done hundreds of times. But like
we're all guilty.
Yeah, dude. And like why? Like
right. I mean,
like literally like I can't tell you how many times I've laid in bed and like scrolled on Instagram, and like I did that last night. Like I was scrolling down Instagram and I couldn't even tell you what I looked at last night. You know what I mean? Like you're like 5 more minutes of it. And it's like, why? Like it's not actually beneficial to your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could go back in time to your 15-year-old self, give him advice from what you know now with your experiences, what would that be?
I don't know, dude, because I would say probably respect what you're going through, but this is not the end. But I probably wouldn't tell him everything because like I definitely get cocky too quickly. I'd be like, I'm gonna beat this sick dude, gnarly stuff, man. It's like I don't know what I would say. I would probably have not taken the hiatus during college. I probably would have found a way to stay active, so it would have been better today. Yeah. I was also the worst one on the training team, the U.S. training team, worst one on the team.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just like, and all the cool guys that like my buddy Andrew Capobianco is going to the Olympics, and like that dude's gnarly, and he was on my team. I was like, holy snap, crackle, pop, yo, like this is my homie, and like he's going to represent these 5 rings. That's sick, you know. But at the same time, he like comments on my stuff. Is like, dude, like. Because he does 10-meter stuff. He does, 30 feet. But it's like professionally, he's for Team USA, man. But it's cool because like he respects what I do differently.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's great.
Yeah, man. It's really cool. So what I'm trying to say here is like, just because I was the worst, doesn't mean that like but I still had purpose there, which is like they were good at diving, I'm good at airtime. There's nobody on that team, not a single person. And like another one that's highly respectable by me, his name's James. Like James comments on my stuff. James has been diving since he was 3, and he comments on my stuff, and he wouldn't even jump a 70-footer, yet alone hit a single back off a 70-footer while I'm doing triple backs, you know?
Right.
Like there's a difference between, you know, diving and legit high diving, like higher than 10 meters, because that stuff's like life threatening, yo. Yeah.
You don't need to convince me, man.
Yeah. like you breathe in or breathe out depending on what your style, as soon as you jump off, and like that could be your last breath, dude. Dude, respect it, man. You gotta respect it. If you respect it, it will respect you.
So this is just terrible to bring this up, but what came to mind when you said, I mean, it was like a real serious moment.
Yeah.
And then I heard in my mind, One Last Breath by Creed. You ever hear that song?
Dude, I don't know that song. You're gonna kill me for it.
Half the audience is like cracking up over this. I'll play it for you, and it's
Cool.
yeah, it's just, you know,
Rad.
It's kind of like 15 or 20 years old, but
That's funny.
I'll play it for you.
Cool.
Last words, thoughts, anything?
No, man, I respect the heck out of you for letting me come out here,
thanks,
let me
man.
do this.
Thanks for making the trip.
Yeah,
Glad
dude.
we're able
So
to do
easy,
it.
man. I know both our lives are busy, man. I hope the best with the show. I hope the best with your music career, man. I hope you figure out what you're going to do, whether it be NC or NY, whatever you want, maybe CA. I don't really know, man.
Right now, it's all over.
Yeah, dude.
It's constantly hustling.
Man, live in the moment, dude.
That's it.
No stress, man. Like, there's no reason for it, dude. I was telling my mom this. She was stressing out today about some other stuff. But here's some huge life advice: is if there's a fire going on in your life, it's okay to recognize it, but don't dwell on the fire and keep feeding it. Like if if I spilt this water all over the table, I can recognize, okay, there's an issue here. There's water on the table. There's no reason to stress out. Like, even if there's electronics everywhere, we just ruined everything. Like, we recognize, like, okay, we just ruined everything. That really sucks, but it's not going to help anything but sitting here for 30 minutes and stressing over it. And like, man, we ruined everything. Like, no, dude, like, my bad. I screwed up. You know, like, we fix it.
Solve the problem.
Yeah, dude. Like, you can acknowledge it, but don't dwell in that negativity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you mess up, man, like, move on.
It's funny. You, yeah, it's interesting because in the creative world, the negativity is your fuel. And there's a healthy way to use the fuel, and there's a real unhealthy way to use the fuel. But when you're able to channel it, things get really interesting.
Right.
Things get really, and it becomes your best song. It becomes your best performance. It becomes your best idea.
For sure, man. Obviously negativity hurts, but negativity is like, bro, doubt me. Swear to Bob, dude, doubt me, because I'll make sure it happens.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, dude, I am I am absolutely stoked. If somebody says I won't do something, like, you better bet I'm about to do it right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and if I can't do it, I'm training. You know what I mean? If it's in my realm, you know, like you can't play guitar. Yeah, you're right. I can't play guitar. Like, you know, but it's like, you know, you doubt me in this like realm that I am like, that I
Your
dwell.
domain.
Yeah, my domain. Like, you better come from my crown. Like, let me show you. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, and that's for sure pride, but it's like, man, dude, that negativity does fuel you, like you said. Yeah.
If you can channel it, it's changes everything.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
takes time to do that.
For sure.
I wish I had more of those skills back when I was a teenager, but don't we all?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Description box, send me all your links. I mean, I know
Absolutely.
a lot of them, but if you want to tell them real quick, and we can make this a promo as well. Just
I need
your handle and all
to
that.
create YouTube. I have done that.
Yeah.
I really haven't.
Yeah.
I'm going down to Florida. I'm just getting my buddy Jacob and a couple other buddies around the country are going down to Florida to sesh, cliff jumping and stuff later this month. And that's going to be my first YouTube. But
Cool.
my biggest platform is Instagram for sure. Seth _Coley, SETH_COLEY.
We'll have the link in the description box.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling the next time we see each other, it's probably not going to be in the state.
Yeah, man.
It's just going to be like,
yeah.
oh, you're in Florida, I'm in Florida. Oh, you're in New York, I'm in New York.
Yeah, dude. If it's in our luck, maybe out of the country.
That'd be cool.
That'd be dope.
That'd be cool. Thanks, everybody. You guys know what to do. And yeah, great time, great discussion.
Heck yeah.
Go follow this guy.
Catch you on the flip.
We'll see you later.